You have two chances to join Michael Voris in Canada. The first in Ottawa on May 24th, and the second on May 26th in Toronto, where he'll be speaking about the new evangelization and living your faith with charity and boldness. For all the details, just click on either of the links in the description.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. So, still wondering if the church in the West is heading for a cataclysmic clash with evil? Stop wondering. Obama has sealed the deal with his pretended and faux prattling on about evolving his position on so-called gay marriage. He must think we're really all stupid. This is the signal call, the trumpet blast, although no doubt many will sleep through it like they have done so during many previous clarion calls. Within a relatively short amount of time, gay marriage, so-called, will be legal throughout the United States, various state constitutional amendments notwithstanding. Obama is as much an engineer of this as he is actually a witness to it. Certainly he has helped speed it along and bring it to fruition at a faster clip, but he has been able to do so because he has capitalized on a growing collapse of morality. For the first time ever, not only has a sitting U.S. president come out in full-blown support for men having sex with men and women having sex with women and saying that it should be called marriage, but now, according to the latest Gallup poll, a majority of Americans now support it as well, 50 to 48%. And don't waste the time and effort to say, well, the poll is skewed and the results have been fudged, etc. The bottom line is this: American attitudes to homosexual sex being normal and good have been changing for years now in favor of it. Even if this poll isn't totally accurate, it's certainly indicative of that reality. And why shouldn't it be? Look at the culture. 60 million Americans have been killed before they were born, and it's still going on. Millions and millions of married couples are living in adultery, having divorced their spouses and taken up with someone else, and it's still going on. In their wake, they have left fatherless sons and daughters and have shattered the unity of the family, creating an unimaginable universe of psychological pain and scarring and deeply wounded human beings unable to cope with the world around them. And it's still going on. Pornography, especially the internet kind, is becoming more and more accepted even as it winds its coils around the minds of people and traps them for life. And it's still going on. The list of woes and tragedies seems virtually infinite. So why shouldn't a culture that is content to wallow in this state all of a sudden decide to draw the line at this new perversity? Tens of millions of people live in sin, shacking up and playing house. Millions more are involved in one form or another of adultery or fornication. Tens of millions more regularly contracept, many of them causing a new life to be aborted. Does anyone really think that this type of culture is suddenly going to spring up and shine forth with a moral bravado that says, oh no, men having sex with men, now that's going too far? But what does this mean for Catholics? That's the question. The force behind all of this evil, and this time we don't mean Obama, is preparing the ground for what is actually the big enchilada, his assault on the faith. Homosexuality will become enshrined in law, in whatever form that takes. It looks like legalized marriage at this point. And then the full force of the state will be brought to bear on anyone who resists this, in schools, education courses, hiring, firing, housing, preaching. At first, perhaps, to ease the transition, some bones will be thrown to the church which allow a religious exemption here or another one there. But in the end, some court somewhere will rule those exemptions violate the right to have sex with whoever you want, and that will be the end of the religious exemptions. The state/culture will fully engage in their war against the church through new craftily worded laws and slickly presented arguments in favor of those laws and judicial interpretations of those laws, and then, well, who knows exactly how that will end up, but we can take a good guess. The culture is no longer heading off the cliff. It has indeed already gone over the cliff. What we are waiting for now is for the crash at the bottom. Morals have been leveled. The economy is now going through the pains and transformation that always accompanies such great moral meltdowns. But that so many in the culture are blissfully oblivious to all of this. They see no connection whatsoever to a world steeped in sin and the world falling down around them at the same time. Obama is nothing more than the poster boy for this. Sure, he's been a contributing cause, but only as a catalyst, not the originator. He is in one sense the living proof, the embodiment of what our blessed Lord said in Luke's gospel. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be in the days of the Son of Man. They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage up to the day that Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Similarly, as it was in the days of Lot, they were eating, drinking, buying, selling, planting, building. On the day when Lot left Sodom, fire and brimstone rained down from the sky to destroy them all. Catholics must resist with every fiber of their beings the ways of wickedness and evil. We must get into the ark and do all we can to bring in as many others as possible. And whatever the cost that comes to us personally is to be ignored and not counted. If you are not in the ark, get in the ark and do it now. If you are, get as many others as you can into the ark. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Staying in touch is just a few clicks away. Get the latest news from a Catholic perspective and so much more. Become a RealCatholicTV.com premium member today.